July, everybody. This is one of my all-time favorite holidays, and I'm so excited to share it with you today. I love the 4th because it's a summer holiday, it's red, white, and blue, it's patriotic, it's just family friendly, and I think it's such a fun thing to celebrate. So I'm sure a lot of you know a child that's away at camp. For me, it's my bonus daughter who's a camp counselor this year. And no matter what age, if you're at camp, you need somebody to think of you and something from home. So what I thought I would do is incorporate the 4th of July, as well as some items she can use and some snacks. So when she left for college, I asked, what would you want me to send to you? And she said, you know, probably like snacks, and she mentioned some crackers or cookies, that kind of thing, packaged goods. And I said, oh, okay. But now that she's been away at camp for a while, I asked her again, and the answer was anything homemade. So I thought we could do a little homemade treat, something that can ship in the heat, always tricky, and also incorporate a few things she likes and maybe could use at camp, as well as some snacks and of course some 4th of July fun. So let's go out, let's go shop, see what we can find, and put together a camp box. This is real life for you. I'm gonna pull out something from my freezer to grill. We went out last night. I'd love to stay in, grill, enjoy our patio tonight. Again, it's just beautiful. So I thought I would pull out some mahi-mahi. I have a pineapple in the refrigerator. I can grill the pineapple and do a pineapple, avocado, little side salad or chutney to put on the fish. I have one quick stop. I totally forgot that the pretzels I got at the farmer's market were a huge hit with my husband. He said they were the best pretzels he's had outside of Germany. So I'm just passing the farmer's market. It's about to close, but I'm gonna pop in real quick and get some pretzels for him. The town is packed. Everybody is at the farmer's market. I don't think anybody's working today. So I'm at my favorite little garden shop. And I was here recently when I was putting together the little kid boxes for the new baby, and I saw American flags when I was here. So I thought it'd be really fun to send a little bit of American cheer in my box to my bonus daughter. So I'm gonna pick up a couple of little flags and put them in the box. So right off the bat, look what I found.
I found the sunset.
Aren't those cute?
With
All in all, I did really well, better than I expected. I found a few more items than I even thought I would. Very good stop. I think our favorite are Swedish fish. I just saw this. Do you remember blowing bubbles as a kid? Wouldn't that be fun? I'm back home, and I just want to take a look at what all I gathered on our shopping spree. So we have a flag, super cute. I may have to cut the pole down a little bit to fit it in. Her favorite little candy, so on movie night, that was her favorite. And I have bubbles because I thought, oh my gosh, what is more fun? And then I have 2 gift wrap tissue paper. I love that combination. It says Patriotic and 4th of July all over it. I got this for her. She loves little pouches. She uses coloring pencils, or she can use it for makeup, whatever she chooses. I just thought it was really cheery. And then I found these socks. I thought they were cute. She's a strong, independent young lady and hiking a lot and doing a lot of adventures, and I just thought that was so cute. Yes, girl, yes. And then we have little napkins because I will be making some Rice Krispie treats. So I love that these are reversible. It's little stars and stripes. I found this, which is so cute. It's a little backpack kite. So you can put it on your backpack and just hook it on. And then when the spirit moves you and there's a little bit of wind, you can pull it out and fly a kite. I just thought that was so cute to have at camp. And then just in case she's getting tired of roughing it about this point at camp, I got her a darling little soap. It's kind of a she soap. It's green tea and white musk. It smells great. I like the kind of green tones to it. It looks very natural. Kind of again like camp. And then I found this little guy. I know she loves these when we've been to the store before, but I really liked that he's a camper bear. I am a campfire critter bear. And she is in Colorado, so I'm gonna tell her to watch out for those bears. And even though I'm going to make a treat and send it her way, I thought you can't get prettier than this. And they shouldn't melt, at least not too badly. She won't be doing fireworks, so that'll be her firework. Okay, I'm ready to make these Rice Krispie treats. We're gonna do a 4th of July themed Rice Krispie treat, and all the ingredients you will need are laid out on my counter. So you'll need Rice Krispie cereal, some sort of marshmallow. I'm using up a little bit of some minis I have, and I have some jumbo puff. And food coloring, I have sprinkles. I may or may not use them. I'm gonna try to see if they adhere. A stick of butter, and I have 3 different pans for a reason. I'm gonna do a red, a white, and a blue, and I'm gonna layer them so it look like a red, white, and blue layered Rice Krispie treat. I think it'll be really cute. So for this recipe, you're not gonna follow a traditional recipe. You're gonna divide it into 3 sections. So I'm gonna start with a stick of butter and divide it into 3 sections. And I'm gonna melt the butter. And as soon as I have the butter melted, I'm going to add in some marshmallows. And once the marshmallows have been melted into the butter, that's when we add the food coloring. So just remember, when you're making something with a Rice Krispie, it fades really fast. So you want an intense color to start with, because when you blend it in with the white cereal, it turns to a pastel really fast, which is, it's fine if it's a pastel, but you just have to start out a little stronger color than you probably would expect. Okay, so I'm gonna take my stick of butter, and it is, of course, 8 tablespoons, so I'm gonna eyeball it. So I'm just gonna stick it right about there and right about here. And I'm gonna put 1 portion in each pan. As soon as I have those in the pan, I'm gonna pop them onto the stove and melt the butter. So I'm gonna set it to low and start melting the butter. One trick you can do is cut it into pieces so it melts a little faster and doesn't start to burn before it melts. So while the butter is melting away, I'm gonna start dividing up my marshmallows, because that's the ingredient I will throw in next. So I'm gonna go for about 2 cups of marshmallows, somewhere around there, and about 2 cups of cereal. So, oopsies. We have about 2 cups right here. And then I have at least 2 cups and 2 cups of my Jet Puff marshmallows. So now that the butter is all melted, I'll let you take a peek. I'm ready to throw in the marshmallows. I'm gonna add the small ones to the small pan. The flame is a little bit smaller, the pan is a little bit smaller, should melt a little bit easier. And then about 2 cups to this pan, 2 cups to this pan. And as you can see, they're starting to break down. The Jet Puff take a little bit longer, they're just so thick, but it's starting to create a nice marshmallow cream. Now that the butter and the marshmallows are melted and incorporated, it's time for the dye. It says puff and dye in it. We're gonna start with the red, and again, you need quite a bit. I'm gonna start with 8 or 9 drops. And again, we want a really red color. They will probably end up a little bit pink, just by the nature of this recipe, but I'm gonna put a couple more drops in so I can try to keep it as red as possible. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a lot of food coloring, but I think it's necessary. I'm gonna try to get all that white down, mixed in. It's like moving cobwebs, you guys. And now the blue food coloring. I'm gonna do about 8 drops, start with that. Again, we're gonna get a nice intense blue, maybe 2 more. It just depends on your recipe, how much you're making. You could definitely do a much bigger batch. I have the butter melted, the marshmallows melted, the food coloring in. I'm gonna add the Rice Krispie cereal. So I'm gonna dump the blue in, and then gently just incorporate it in. Try not to smush the cereal too much. It's pretty. And that's good to go. Now let's move over to the red. It helps stir it in a little bit if it's nice and warm. Oops. So let's get it in. And as you can tell, it lightens. Even with that much food coloring, it lightens, but you get the idea that it's the 4th nonetheless. Okay, we have a good blend there. And then for the white, so now that I have all of my red, white, and blue Rice Krispie stuff, just gonna butter the inside, and this is so it releases when I go to take it out. So we're gonna form the layers in this pan. So I'm gonna butter my hands up. It's kind of gross, but it's the only way to smooth out the Rice Krispies and have them not stick to your hands. Okay, so I'm gonna take all the red that's in the pan, and I'm gonna form a nice thick layer. So I have the bottom layer formed, and next I'm gonna do white. So I'm gonna take the white, and I'm gonna layer this up. And it is sticky, guys. Layer it in. I'm gonna push this and make it a middle layer of white. They smell so good. Reminds me of my childhood. Just smells like being a kid. And so much better than store-bought. It's just not the same when you buy them. So I have 2 layers, and we're gonna put the blue one in next. So I'm gonna grab the blue and just start piling it in. I like the blue the best, so that's how I chose to put blue on top. And of course the white's the middle. Boy, I need even more butter on my hands. Layer this. The blue is fighting me the most because I think it was last. It had the longest to firm up and say it didn't want to move. All right, so there's the blue layer. Okay, so I'm gonna let it sit for a minute and then I'm gonna flip it over. I hope it releases well. So I probably will get either 2, 4, 6, 8 smaller ones, or I might just do 2 really big ones. And I'm going to individually wrap them and freeze them so that when I put them in the mail, they start out frozen and they don't melt quite as fast. It's summertime, so kind of hoping this works and it doesn't melt too much in the process of shipping. Let's come back in about 10 minutes. I let this just sit and firm up. Let's tip it over and hope the layer's stuck. So I'm gonna take this, again, it's blue on top, white in the middle, and red on the bottom. Oh, it lifted out. Thank goodness I buttered the bottom of this. I'm going to flip it because I wanted the blue to be on top. And then I have some sprinkles, and I don't think a lot will stick, but I think enough to look cute will stick. So I'm just gonna do a few sprinkles on top, just because this is for a young lady, and I think she'll like the sparkles. I think actually the pop of all the pastels and the colors just looks like a party on top, really cute. And because there's a lot of butter in here, I think I can gently push and get quite a few to stick. I don't want to cover up the blue, so I'm just gonna do enough to look festive. This is what it looks like. And it's just darling. So next, I'm going to take a little bit of butter and I'm gonna roll it all over my knife. Be really careful when you're using a sharp knife. And of course, if you're baking with Chandra, make sure and do this part. So I'm just gonna take this and be very, very careful. Again, I'm not getting too close to the blade. And I just mostly did the middle of the knife so it releases. She does have some counselor friends that she might wanna share with. So I think 2 would be really cute, but I think for shearing purposes, and they might not have a knife on hand, I'm just gonna go ahead and do 8 smaller ones, which are still a good size. And then 1 down the middle. And again, these just look so cute and they're so much better homemade, like everything. So this is what it looks like when you pull one out. It's a red, white, and blue Rice Krispie treat and a little sparkle on top. I'm gonna show you the inside layer since you were seeing the outside. Isn't it pretty? So I'm gonna wrap these up individually to keep them as fresh as possible, and she can open one at a time or share them. And then when I go to mail them on Monday, they'll be nice and frozen and fresh to send. And for freshness, I'm gonna do 2 layers. I'm gonna do a wax paper because it doesn't stick. It's really great at not sticking. And then I'm gonna cover it with a plastic wrap. So first layer will be wax paper, top down, and just roll it up. And they are so slick. And tuck it just kind of the best you can and wrap it up. And tuck it in the ends, pop it up. So there's the individual wrapped Rice Krispie treat. So I'm gonna do that for all of these, pop them in a Ziploc, throw them in the freezer, pop everything in the mail, and ship it on Monday. If you found this fun and useful, please follow me and come back often to my YouTube channel, How to Live Life Beautifully, and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Tattoo wings traced in black, reminding her